Sometimes my videos may seem controversial. They're not meant to be. They're purely my views on my life. I'm going to rewind this to about year 2020 when I started looking at coming over here. Through my working career, I planned on retiring at 55. As I got near to 55, I thought, nah, I'll just wait till I'm 62. I like my job, I like the people here, and I enjoy going to work. I had a great schedule, worked 4 a.m. till noon. I was off weekends. I could go home, take a quick nap, and still had time for farm work. So basically, my life was work, 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 work. When I was off, I worked. I had a produce farm, so it was all work, no play. I was a maintenance supervisor and used to get to work about 3:30 to get the day's assignment for my mechanics. I lived in rural Indiana, farm country. One morning about 3 a.m., my car just blew up. Not talking the engine or anything. I'm sitting relaxed, sipping my coffee, and all of a sudden, boom, my whole car exploded. Glass in my eyes. Slightly in shock, I got my car stopped. After what seemed like eternity, I'd still remember pushing the brake with both feet, trying to get the car to stop. I'd struck a cow on the road. Yes, a full-grown, pregnant cow. I was blinded by the lights of an oncoming pickup truck coming towards me. I was cut up and sore. I hit my head and my chest hurt. I was alive. Police and EMS were amazed that I was alive. The roof where I was sitting in the car, it was peeled back over my head where my seat was. The hood was completely torn off, and I still believe to this day that the airbag deploying is what saved me from being decapitated by the hood. I went to the ER. I checked out fine physically, but mentally I jarred awake demons that I'd since buried from the military, and that's where my struggle to recovery began. Now I want to rewind to about 4 years prior to this. My battle buddy, Jeffrey Beavers, that I went through thick and thin with in the military. I've known him for 37 years. I met him in 1986. Anyway, he started selling all of his belongings at what I thought were ridiculously cheap prices. I was really thinking he was going to be part of the 22. 22, for some of you that don't know, roughly 22 servicemen, veterans, commit suicide each day. Him and I both, we have severe PTSD. I called and talked to him, and I knew he wouldn't lie. He said what he was selling was just stuff. It had no meaning. At that time, it didn't really register. Now, going back to me, as I sit in my dark place in my mind, I just kept thinking about what he said. It's just stuff. I made a lot of money over the years and had a lot of stuff, unnecessary things. But like the normal American, very materialistic, I just kept thinking about what he said, and one day it all clicked. Excuse me. I don't need all these things. I have a 60 by 60 barn full of stuff. A 3,000 square foot home full of stuff. None of this stuff needs me. What needs me is my family. I wanted it at the time. The newness wears off, and it just becomes part of the collection of wasted money. I decided I wasn't going back to work then, that I was done. I make enough money to live a good life. I began to hatch a plan. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to live? Talk to my wife. Where does she want to live? What sounds good to her? Watch a lot of YouTube videos. We both wanted to leave the U.S. for the reasons stated in my previous video, so I started research. Where can we go? What has a good cost of living? What's the quality of life there? What's the weather like there? We both wanted warm, pretty, sunny weather. Religious views. We wanted a Christian nation. What language do they speak? Mexico sounded inviting, but we don't speak Spanish. What's the education like? What's the healthcare like? I can vouch for the education. My boys go to a Christian school here, a private school. It only costs me about $637 per child per year, and education standards are very high. Healthcare is as modern as it is in the United States. Now, I live in Davao City. Now, I'm sure in the province that there aren't some things that aren't up to date, but this is my experience living in Davao City. So healthcare is up to date. It's very inexpensive. I self-insure myself and my family. I still go back to the U.S. Every year to go to the VA to get healthcare done, major things. If I needed something real major, I'd go to Guam. The Philippines seemed like a good fit. I came here in October of 2022. My family came in 2023. Thanks to social media, I still keep in touch with people. Just today I was talking to a guy in Indiana, and he asked the question, "Are you homesick?" I said no. We all know how exciting it is to go to a warm, sunny place, beautiful beaches, and kind of live it up. Well, the Philippines, I can do that. I can do that all the time. And so we decided to live here permanently. I have my wife and my boys here. They all love it, and this is now home. We'll continue to go back to the USA and to visit our family, but to live there, no. We have a better quality of life here than we did in America without all my stuff. I plan to sell my farm in Indiana and live out my years here. Sure, some of my stuff I will ship over here, like my tools and things like that. I enjoy building things, woodworking, and I can do that here. There's about 600,000 other Americans that call this home also. Some of my younger friends have asked me if they can come over here and work. And the answer is no. They have every skill set here that we have in the USA, and you would need a work permit, and the wage you would be paid would be about $9 a day or less, and that would be very, very hard for a Westerner to adapt to the quality of life that you could live on $9 a day. And so I hope this clears up a lot of the questions why I came here and why I'll continue to remain here. Until next time, have a good one and be safe.